Hello, good people of the internet. Today we're playing Outpath, which is a 3D environment crafting clicker game with some kind of base building. Yeah, interesting concept. I've been playing it a little bit. Let's play. I'm going to start a new game to explain it, then I'll go and show you my old save. In fact, I did play for like another hour beyond that, but it didn't save it. Well, the game crashed on the way out. Maybe for my own fault, because I was doing stuff. Anyway, so there's choices that it says if you don't like clicking, you can hold click now. But relatively soon into the game, you can unlock. There's an upgrade that you can get. Just from me, so you don't get the mouse noise, will activate it now. But it wasn't that long into the game. Also, there was like eating and sleeping, which are in the game. They don't necessarily add too much to the game. So they receive some feedback. You can deactivate these. Again, I'm going to activate these, but to get the full experience, which is what I was playing before, I went with the deactivated settings. Anyway, so it tries to tell you should gather some wood and some fiber. You may ask yourself, how do you do that? Well, basically, it is a clicker game. So if you want fiber, you go up to grass and you break it. If you want wood, you go up to the tree and you individual click. Or because I've got it activated, I can just hold it down. Anyway, top right, you'll see I've now got +2 wood. And now it's like, let's build a workbench. So we open up the menu and we're like, to build a workbench, we need 2 wood, 3 fiber. So we don't have enough for it at the moment. These trees have just randomly appeared. So, now we have more than enough fiber. Build a workbench. Excellent. And it doesn't really tell you much beyond... it'll tell you a couple of small things, but it's like you open up the workbench and then you can start building some things. So if you had the sleep and the food, you'd want to go build a sleeping bed. There's a sleeping bag. And you'd start maybe going for food. But maybe the first thing you really want to do, extra damage to trees so that you can get more wood more quickly. So you want to build a flint axe tool, so you need some flint first, and some fibers and some wood. So we know how to get the last two. Flint we have to create, and that you get with stone. So off you go, breaking rocks to get stone. In fact, that just gave us flint on its own. That's a coal deposit. Obviously, no stone in that. Apparently, even though there probably would be some. Right, we have enough flint, surely, now. Oh yeah, and berry bushes. Excellent. And there's flowers. And you're getting all this in your inventory, so you press tab to see your inventory. You can see that we've got 1 flower, 7 flint, 2 coal. In food, we got some fibers, which are consumable, apparently. I didn't realize that. Berries, which also give you extra click damage for 25 seconds if you just consume the berries. And, oh yes, that's the artifact that you do normally have to build in the game. But we just got it from the beginning. Right, where did that table go? Right, I was behind it. So yeah, we can build flint, but we have enough of that probably. We still need more wood though. What is that button? Pin? Ah, I didn't see this before. So you can also pin it. And then you'll know when you have enough, which now we do. So yes, we craft the flint axe. It takes 10 seconds apparently on this one. You don't have to wait there, it will just do it in the background. You may be wondering about this, we'll come back to that. And yes, now it's in the, we've crafted that. Unfortunately, I guess that tab pin thing is still there, even though you can't actually craft anymore, which is maybe something they want to go for, because we can go pin this and then pin something else. Anyway. Extra attack damage to rocks is probably what we want. Flint, fibers, and wood. It's the same stuff. At least for that, anyway. We can equip it. So it's not actually equipped. So if I start attacking a tree, it's still doing 1 damage each time. So if I then equip it, it appears at the bottom, and I'm now doing 2 damage. Excellent. So research recipes at the research table. So yeah, it does give you some hints. because that was this table. We need wood and flowers. So there's wood. Sorry, there's flowers. Also in the trees, you sometimes get an orange instead of wood, which is good because you need to eat if you're doing the way which requires eating. Which, you know, it adds to it in a small amount that makes you just eat every now and again. And there are bonuses, as you saw, like eating berries means you do more damage. So yes, now we have enough for the research table. Let's put it also here, or in this corner, fine. And I guess it's facing the wrong way, but it doesn't really matter where it's facing. You can. So if you, I think, well, why don't you do it? Because I don't have enough to build it. Like this one. If you use your mouse wheel, you can spin it around, but I don't think the direction matters at all. Anyway, so at the research table, you can research things. You have to start from the inside, you can go out. And the first thing you can research, and the only thing at the beginning, is the furnace, which allows you to smelt ores and forge other types of objects, so you can research that. And again, this will work in the background. It's going to take, well, this one only 15 seconds. We probably still want to get this, so that's more fibers and flint, so we'll try and get some stones. And yeah, you can just go around to get all the fibers. Not coal at the moment, we want rocks. Well, flint really. So lots of clicking at the beginning. But there's loads and loads of stones up here. On my previous game, I did not have this sort of mountain outcrop here. So I didn't have this much stone just readily available. You'll also see this number that appears whenever you get anything. So that was 4 for something small. For the stone, a big 20 appears. And that was also the currency that we needed for the research. And whilst we're doing that, we might as well research. See, here's the sleeping bag. But we might as well research the spinning wheel. Or do we want to... Yeah, what's the next cheapest? Well, the sleeping bag. Let's just go with that. But yeah, it costs 100 of that. And that's the currency of this game. Pretty much. Do we have enough for this thing? We now need a few more fibers. So now we can build this pickaxe. 10 seconds. Anyway, so this thing in the middle, there are these, it calls it the monolith, even though it's like multiple of them. So not necessarily a mono. I suppose these could be sub things. Anyway, you have to give it 150 wood or 3 leather. We haven't got to leather yet, have we? 3 spark flies, 15 copper ingots. So you can do each one of these individually. And in the middle, just currency. So you can expand the island with this, and these give you different things. I don't know. Anyway, we've now picked up our second tool, so we have to go equip it in the tools because it's not equipped. And now, if I have the axe, it's doing 2 damage, unless I'm on the pickaxe, in which case it's doing 1. So you have to make sure you're on the correct tool. So again, so if I break rock, it's 1, and unless I'm with the pickaxe, then it's 2. There is something later in the game, an artifact, which simplifies that and will auto choose the correct tool for you. So if that sounds really annoying that you have to choose the right tool, then, you know, bear that in mind. It's like, for the tree, I need to be on this one. At least it's quicker. It'll be twice as quick at the moment, if you're on the right tool. The next one, which is probably useful, is the shovel, because that does damage to mounds and plants. We need flint for that again. So let's get the pickaxe out. Get the rock. Is there more rock over here? No. Oh, and yeah, you can jump and stuff. Anyway, so as you may expect, this is a crafting clicker game. So you're going to be doing lots of clicking and crafting. And I've been staying on this world, and it seems like, you know, really dangerous if you were to fall off. Right? No, it's absolutely fine. You can fall off. And it's really good at jumping up. You know, barely have to press anything. Can also do some wall running. So if we just, I don't know if we'll be able to do it here. There you go. You may have just seen wall running back to be easy down here. Jump. No. Which, I don't know if that's necessary. But anyway, it's in the game. We were trying to get some flint. So let's keep doing that. Actually, it's a rock down here. Do we have enough yet? No, unshort. And again, I could have used the pin to see that I wasn't one short. Or that I was. Anyway, so 10 seconds. And then you get a third tool. You'll see it play out. There you go. And again, because it's a new tool, you have to equip it. And so if I'm now looking at this berry bush and I hit it, it's... Okay, that one was already damaged, so let's ignore that. This grass was 1 damage each. Because I used the pickaxe. If I then use the shovel, then it does the 2 damage. So it went from 3 to 1. And these just have 2 health anyway. Simple. And you can build a sword, which is to attack creatures. Or, you know, there's other things which can come here. So you can do more research. So you can spend your cash, say 350 to get the spinning wheel. Or we can expand the biome. And this time we're going to expand the biome. And you may think, well, nothing's changed. Ah, except it has. So when you expand the biome, you get various amount of new land. And you'll see that they are these books, which are skills. Allows you to see important information about some builds. And you just attack it, and then you unlock the skill. You can also upgrade skills, but that is a building for later on. And every time you upgrade the biome, then, or get a new bit of thing, there's normally 2. I think there were 2 most of the time. But I can't remember. Anyway, so now you've got more places. So if you're looking for rock specifically, then, you know, you have more places to go and find them. Or if you want coal, you know, here's one. Sand is actually very useful because sand becomes part of building things like bricks. And the only way to get sand, I think, otherwise was to, you know, break it down from something. So yeah, sand is here. You have to use the flint and the stone, which you're kind of using for other things. Yes, and so this is the way the game progresses. Well, sorry, now we have animals as well. So now there's chickens. So we can attack the chicken, and we get meat and feathers. You don't always get the same things. Well, I mean, you mostly will get meat. And if you were playing with the requirement to eat, then cooking the meat, you know, gives you a different benefit. So in fact, we haven't got it because it's part of the furnace. So we never actually built a furnace. So we could go to production furnace, drop it down, and now we can, you know, cook some of that meat using coal and meat. So coal is used to cook it. Craft 1. We could only craft 1 because we only had 1 meat. But also, it gives us extra click damage, which is really useful. So it means you can click things, you know, get things done quicker. So even though you don't need to eat, it's still maybe worth eating. And you may be wondering how you eat. So again, you have to kind of equip it to eat it. You go into food, or rather, did we not get close enough? Okay, so the range at the beginning is very short, and there is a skill somewhere which you will get, or an artifact which will increase the range so that it's actually sensible. But yes, in our food, we now have cooked meat, which you can't just click. It doesn't work. I don't know. There maybe is a way to do it, but you have to like equip it, and then it's on your task, your action bar. So when you're ready to eat it, you can just right click, hold right click, and it will. You can see there's now a timer in the top right corner, and this goes a lot quicker now because we have just eaten meat. So maybe if you're going to go do loads of things, you'll want to eat some cooked meat first before you do all these things. Yes. And then it's a case of, well, what do you want to do next? Well, you don't necessarily know that you need these things, but, you can make coal from wood if you need to. You can make bricks. But let's just make 2 bricks whilst we can. And you're basically just going to fulfill these achievements. I guess I call them achievement, but they're not really. They're just things to do. Copper ingots, so you may want to do this, which means, we got loads of copper and we want to turn them into copper ingots. So we need 2 ore times 15, so that's 30 ore and 8 coal, if we wanted to do that. Or you could decide I've got 685 points. I could either try and expand the biome, or I can get something else. So I could use the anvil and start crafting better tools. And then that will be a different use for the copper. Now all the copper from here is gone. So, oh no, it's not here. And it's going a lot slower because I haven't eaten cooked meat recently. But you also need to kind of make space for it as well. So if you're just waiting and there's like loads of grass around, then it's not going to spawn anything else. But on this plateau, there's plenty of space, so it could bring us some if it needed to. You may have also seen there's a cow here. It also says need the item bottle, so you can attack it, but as well you can take milk from the cow. I didn't find a use for the milk, but I'm sure it'll be in some kind of cooking recipe. And we get meat and hide. And if we go look in the furnace, oh no, it's not the furnace. It is in this thing, the spinning wheel. You can turn the hide into leather, and the leather then is one of these things. So you can put it in there and it will improve the world around you. Oh yeah, also I wasn't using the correct tool because I'm used to my previous game where it was auto-selecting. Anyway, so you build one thing, you build another thing. This leads you to building more things as a currency. This leads you to building more things. You try and fulfill these things. You try and spend the currency to this to get more world space. And that's kind of how the game progresses. Let me go to the main menu. I assume this is saved. So yes, that was that. Let's go to this save and hope that it loads. So this was, what, about 90 minutes in. But this is quite far long. Anyway, so a lot has changed. We have a lot more of these buildings. So these were like the first 2 tables, and that was the furnace, and that was the thing I was talking about, which can create the leather. What else can it do? It can make you thread from your fibers. It can give you fishing tools and other artifacts to get more whatever. What is this? A recycler. So you can get like other things and which seem like rubbish and turn them into better things. We have these fishing pots, which, okay, they're all empty at the moment because I must have filled them in. So we'll go look at those later. There is this table here, which is an inscription table, which allows us to create the bottles for if we wanted to go milk a cow for whatever reason. The anvil, as I was, we had just started researching that, allows you to upgrade the tools even further. So we did the copper, and now it's letting us go to iron, but we don't have any iron ingots, I don't think. But, we could do iron ingots, but it requires iron ore, and we've only just got a tiny amount of iron ore. And you'll also notice, well, you may not, because this is a different map. This is where the original monolith was. And it's no longer here. And that's because I fulfilled all the things. So I, expanded all the things 3 or 4 times, and it gave me all these lands. Which, here's the sand place, and up here, it's more of the same, really. There's, chickens, berries, copper, should you want copper. You'll notice at the moment that it is automatically going to the right thing. So this is now using the axe. This is using the pickaxe. This is using the sword to attack the chicken, etc., etc. What else is that to say? Oh yeah, so I guess some of the things which are different. This is a magical thing which automatically breaks things in a certain area. It can't kill a turtle, that's a different thing. So in machinery, deforest, it's this breaker, so it breaks nearby resources. It requires fuel, but all that requires then is to click on it, and that just recharges this. But this counts as a... I don't know where that turtle went. Maybe I pushed him into the water, maybe not. Counts as an animal which requires the slayer rather than the breaker. This thing next to it is the collector, which just means that all the things don't just sit around on the world. And you can go click on this, and I've got 15 sand and 2 flint just from that one thing. All these are now ready to collect, so you can just walk along. I'm getting wood, seaweeds, fish, branches, earthworms, trash, and sand. As you might expect if you're, fishing, those are kind of the weird things you might get. And, if you want, you're like, well, I don't like trash, but I need iron ore, then you can change your trash into iron ore. Because we haven't found a lot. These bugs as well, we need the bug net, which we do have. Even though it didn't say it was in hand, we do have the bug net. There, it's equipped. Oh no, it's this one. Yes. What is this building? This is the skills building. So every time you pick up a book, it appears in here. If it's green, that means you've got all the things, and this is just because it was a 1 level skill. Whereas that one that we found earlier, the wallop, you can use currency to upgrade it. So it was 8%. You can upgrade it to 16% if you spend some of the currency. Same for like this one, which is fishing. Fish spawn more often, or reduce craft time. So maybe that's good, and you want to spend the currency that way. And yes, this is a breaker. In fact, this breaker needs charging. And this is why there's lots of stuff around, but now that it's not, it can be recharged. In fact, you see it's just... Well, it won't be able to kill the chicken, so we might as well do that. There is also this cave here. So this cave has lots of minerals in it at easy access. So you can just somehow put down a cave entrance. The most important thing I think about this cave is that there is an amber source, which I haven't found on the rest of the world. So if you can't see any in here at the moment, but get rid of some of these, it will respawn some things. And then amber is a resource that you will require. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to place a breaker in here, but such is... what is that? It's copper. Anyway, you can jump and do that if you really want to. Yes, otherwise you can exit. Gather all your things, and you're still trying to do all the same things that you were at the beginning, but things have just moved on a bit. There is farming, so you're harvesting. Okay. You're gathering collection nets, that's the thing in the water. You can use magic. In fact, I haven't used a lot of magic at this point, but I had done later on. So you start... well, we'll go back to artifacts in a second. But with magic, it opens up... maybe I should just unlock things here. So the imbuing table, which allows you to craft magic weapons, which means you can... some of them bring you a... like every time you click it, to bring you an animal, or to bring you some resources or something like that. Yeah, that's the skills enhancer that we saw. The mill can turn some plants into ingredients, so, there's wheat somewhere and you can turn that into flour. There's sugar beets, so you can turn that into sugar. You can do planting of things to take seeds and put them back into other things, and extract water, and that's required. And then there's base building, which you can do through this investigation table to research walls and doors and proper beds and all that stuff. Cauldrons and stuff to make potions, and yeah, there's a huge amount that you can do just by clicking. And also, when you finish the monoliths, this slightly different place becomes available, the amber path. And there it is, another monolith with other things here. Now, when I got to the end, so as I say, this save isn't where I got to. I got further and then it just didn't save. Oh yeah, and there's a bee here. So, so you can, where's the bee gone? Try and catch the bee. Hey, come back. So now we have 2 bees, and if I wanted to, in farming, gather, well, okay, I haven't researched the tech yet, but there is a beehive here. And then the beehive gives you honey, and then honey is one of the things that you would give to this. And yes, pretty much I got as far as, oh, might as well take that bee, because the bees I found were difficult to find. And I wanted 2 beehives. Anyway, I cleared this, even creating universal paint and scroll of bone and all that stuff. And then there wasn't anything else, but there was things which I had missed. Like there was another metal beyond iron, which I didn't have appear for me. So I kind of, like there was more, like I was playing for at least another hour beyond this. You can just go back. Only one of these is active at one time. So if you have breakers, I think. So the breakers, when I was over there, would have been inactive over here. And these were just from before I left. You can get a cube or something. I haven't put it down on this one yet, but you can get something which says this is the active one, and this one should be the one which has all the breakers on it. Like this grasslands area, not the amber area. Yeah, this is one of those games where it's more fun to explore it yourself. So that's why I've kind of shown you how the game works in principle, and I guess this is mid-game, because as you can see from the research tree, okay, maybe mid to late, I don't know. But I, still have plenty to do. If you like base builders, as you can see, I'm not really much of a base builder myself, at least not at this point. I haven't even got the base building stuff unlocked. I was more trying to get the resources. But if you like clickers and base building and that sort of thing, crafting games, this will be right up your street. So yeah, check out the game. Key was kindly provided. And yes, please leave a like if you've liked this video. I've made it slightly different in the sense that I'm trying to talk through the game which I have played rather than just playing it first, giving you first impressions. Leave a subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Would be much appreciated. And yes, I want to thank you for watching and hope you have a great day.